The 2027 Super Bowl halftime discussion has already kicked off. Could BTS, Taylor Swift, or Post Malone be up next? On the new Billboard Pop Shop Podcast, Katie and Keith are talking about who could helm next year's show and when country could take the reins. Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show is still making waves more than a week later, including his song DtMF topping the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time. But that doesn't mean we can't start looking ahead to who might be up next for the 2027 halftime. On the new Billboard Pop Shop Podcast, Katie and Keith are taking a closer look at the Billboard.com reader poll that went live last week asking who should headline next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Right now, BTS is leading by a landslide, with more than 85% of the vote. It would make sense for the newly reunited Korean superstars to cap their short-to-be-active comeback year with potentially a big Grammys night, like Kendrick, Lamar, and Bad Bunny have done the last 2 years, followed by an epic performance on the Super Bowl stage. Of course, Taylor Swift is always in the Super Bowl conversation too, and we think Post Malone could be an overwhelmingly supported pick knowing how many genres he crosses. And speaking of genres, there hasn't been a country moment on the Super Bowl stage since the 1994 All-Country halftime. Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds. Oh, and Shania Twain was part of a show that also included No Doubt and Sting in 2003. Who could be the best country pick to take the massive stage? Listen to our full discussion below. Also on the show, for the third week in a row, we have new number ones on both the Billboard 200 Albums chart and the Billboard Hot 100 Songs chart, as J. Cole's A Fall Off debut is a top performer, while the Super Bowl-powered Bad Bunny gets his first solo number one on the Hot 100 with DtMF. The Billboard Pop Shop Podcast is your one-stop shop for all things pop on Billboard's weekly charts. You can always count on a lively discussion about the latest pop news, fun chart stats and stories, new music, and guest interviews with music stars and folks from the world of pop. Casual pop fans and chart junkies can hear Billboard's Executive Digital Director, West Coast, Katie Atkinson, and Billboard's Managing Director, Charts and Data Operations, Keith Caulfield every week on the podcast, which can be streamed on Billboard.com or downloaded in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast provider. Click here to listen to the previous edition of the show on Billboard.com.